The great Seneca once said, "I judge you unfortunate because you have never lived through misfortune. You have passed through life without an opponent. No one can ever know what you are capable of, not even you." Now, I myself have been faced with such misfortune. But before I get into that, please get comfortable. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about myself, my work, and my experience with a pugnacious pony. So, a little bit more about me. Most people call me Izzy. I enjoy riding, traveling, and being outside, either with friends or alone in a quiet spot. I have two older brothers, although they were both out of the house by the time I was 10. So, in some ways, I was like an only child, but I always had someone I could ask to call me out of school to go rock climbing. Although I was young when they moved out, I did learn a lot from my brothers, so I was always surrounded by boys. When I was young, my mom would go to work for the day, and it was just me, my dad, and my brothers. So I worked hard, I played hard, and I thought deeply. They taught me to stand up for myself, and I continued to grow, although not that much, with confidence. So my dad now owns an electrical company, and he hired the younger of my brothers 5 years ago. So last summer I started working with them during what felt like the hottest summer ever. More recently I started working on a ranch, mucking stalls, taking care of horses, that kind of thing. So the owners of the ranch are an older couple, David and Cindy. They have 5 horses and 1 pony, and these animals are wily. The 2 mares are pregnant, the yearlings have endless energy and are often a little pushy. The grandpa of the group doesn't really like anybody, and the pony just surprises you. She spends most of her time sleeping in the sun, but she's tricky. Which leads me into my story. It was a normal Wednesday. I show up to the ranch, 9 a.m. as usual, and Cindy had just purchased a pickaxe for the ranch. So she saw me that morning and must have thought, she looks sort of awake and ready to work. I think I'll have her use the pick for 3 hours. So I'm completely bent over with the worst form possible, destroying my back, trying to figure out a tool I've never used in my entire life. So fast forward, I was getting ready to finally leave. I was tired, sore, sweaty, and dirty. So I went to put tools away, and the stall gate was open. Just completely open. Where are the horses? So we turned around to face the corral, and we counted 5. 5, not 6 horses. Where's the pony? So we looked around, we saw the pony, Mango, just running the length of the field. And I have never seen a pony run that fast. And mind you, Cindy's land is protected only by a wire fence that has a section completely missing. Beyond the fence is just open, endless land. So we run back inside the barn to grab halters, and my brain is running as fast and endless as a hamster on a wheel. How did this happen? Who left the gate open? Was it me or Cindy? Is this going to ruin them? Does Mango realize she can go anywhere she pleases? Will we be able to get her back? So Cindy and I went on opposite sides of the field and just began closing in. Mango had indeed realized that she could go wherever she pleased. She continued to run and run back and forth, making it impossible for us to catch her. So she finally stopped running, and I inched very quietly towards her. I was closer than Cindy, so I started trying to talk to her soothingly, trying to keep her calm. I was within just 20 feet of her, and I hear a voice behind me, and it's David saying, "Isabel, that's far enough." And I just froze in my tracks. So Cindy got close to Mango, started talking to her, feeding her treats, petting her, and just slipped on the halter with ease. So she led her back to the barn, and we made sure to lock the stall gate. And as we lock up, David was asking what happened. Cindy told him that she thought she left the gate open, getting busy with other things. And I told her I just couldn't remember what happened, but if it was my fault, that I was sorry. And she wasn't even mad. She kindly assured me that it was okay, paid me like normal, thanked me for my help, and I went on my way. And although her reaction was completely fine, I was still a bit nervous to go back the next time. So when I got there the next week, she said a cheery good morning to me, and even told another one of her employees about the story with nothing but laughter. So I think you'll agree that this story, much like life, has been filled with ups and downs, good and bad. So this speech has told you a little bit more about me, as well as my experience at a ranch with a pony named Mango. Now, I started this speech with a quote, meant to over-dramatize my point. But now I'd like to end with one that rings true from the great Joshua J. Marine. Challenges are what make life interesting. Overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. Yes, we all face challenges, but experiencing them with the intention of learning from them and carrying the lessons that we learn forward with us, that is what makes life meaningful. Thank you.